Ladies and gentlemen, we're back, episode 19, joined by our very good friend, Roscoe No E.
Hey.
Dude, thank you so much for coming on with us, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Roscoe's an entrepreneur. He's a rapper. He's a podcast host.
Definitely.
He's a little bit of everything. He's a well-rounded individual and creative, and we have a lot to learn from him. So, welcome, brother.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Hey, I was just telling when I came in, the space in here, man, the studio is just a vibe, man. And I was doing my due diligence and research too, and y'all killing it, man. So just to see the consistency and somebody coming from the podcast world too, when they say the statistics, most people can't even get past 3 episodes. Yeah. So I'm saying for y'all to be at this point and me to be a part of it is super dope, man. So just salute to y'all.
Yeah, we appreciate that. I mean, it all comes from being passionate about it, you know?
Yep.
We said from the beginning, we're like, we don't care who's listening.
Definitely.
As long as we're having fun making it and we're learning along the process, getting better.
Yep.
That's what it's all about, dude.
That's what it's about.
And you know that's the name of the game.
For sure.
It's a space to get, our ideas out.
Yeah, man.
For me, my ideas out too.
Oh yeah, be a little egotistical, talk about yourself a little bit, you know.
I mean, who does it? I mean, in the world we live in right now with the social media and phones and stuff like that, why not? If you got the equipment and the products, you got a voice, I mean, which we all do. I tell people all the time, get a camera, set up, get a microphone, press record, and just do it. We do it anyway without this, so why not?
I had a conversation with my buddy yesterday, actually, and I was talking about just the creative realm we're in right now is fucking insane.
It's limitless.
Like
there's no,
and now us as creators, we have to keep this ball rolling, and it's even bigger. It's more important than it's ever been.
Well, all those barriers to entry, just especially monetarily, they're gone. They're all gone.
Like,
all the tools, these mics. What are they? $60 each. There's free podcasting software. There's free music production software. Everything's so cheap, and there's how-to videos everywhere.
Yep.
There's no reason. All the barriers are gone.
Yep.
And us being young too, and being in, or even not even young, but like still that age where it's like we have to make a decision on what's our path too.
Definitely.
I mean, and I love that this is Cleveland, right? Too. Right now.
Facts.
So I want to talk about the pod because the first episode I listened to was the only one that was. It was like a couple in because you locked a couple, which I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah,
we should lock all the first.
No, we should. I didn't know that because it's basically a completely different podcast. So he's talking about the back end business podcast, Roscoe's podcast.
Yep. Thank you. But I listened to that and I was like, I can't even. I was like, I couldn't get through it. Then I go to the next one, which was Billiard.
Okay,
because I was like, okay, let's see. I want to see what you have in that. Billiard's. He's a producer in Cleveland, and dude.
Yeah,
you can just. I fell in love right there because I could see you know how to grow.
Yeah,
appreciate that, man.
It was in a couple episodes, and it was just the growth was just exponential.
I appreciate
which
that,
I feel is you can sense a difference in people right away, and I was like, this is fucking awesome. So I listened to like a lot of them, and they're all bite sizes. They're like 30 minutes max, which is great.
So Roscoe,
well, not for me because I wanted more.
No, for sure. But I get what you mean, though.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate that.
I'd like to hear your story of we'll start with the podcast. We have a lot to talk about with you. So, but we can start with the podcasting.
Sure.
Back End Business Podcast. Where did it start? What are you hoping to achieve with it?
Man, so basically in the pandemic, for real, went to high school with a guy, my co-host Spook, and I'm like, bruh, I had my podcast. Hold on, yo, I'm chewing on a lozenger. I'm trying to be no, let me chill out. So he had his podcast, I had mine. He had 3 episodes and I had 3 episodes. And I'm like, bruh, man, like I was talking about stocks and hip hop and business because I'm into that. Yeah. He was talking about this some different things. I'm like, bro, let's just combine it. So we came up with the idea, and the whole idea of back end business is like we want to know about your back end story. So when people in the industry talk about back end, you talking getting that money. Like I'm coming to get the back end. So it's kind of play on words. You know, how are you getting your back end on the back end? And we just literally got with S&P Work Lab, which is a studio downtown Cleveland, like St. Clair.
Dude, your studio's gorgeous.
Love. Yeah, y'all can ask anybody too, man. I highly recommend y'all go up there, man. We walked in there. They didn't really have a lot of people podcasting, and our thing was we wanted a space because I hate to say it, perception is everything. So when people see your space already, even if you're not doing really too much, they're gonna be like, "Oh, this must be top tier."
Oh, it legitimizes it immediately.
Yeah, we wanted our guests when they come in, they already like, "Oh, I'm about to be on a movie." So the space came in and we did it. We was like, bro, we got to stay consistent. Because during that time, everybody was still in the house. So everybody was doing a podcast. But that's when I started looking at statistics where a lot of people don't make it past 3 episodes, 5 episodes and fall off.
Okay. So that was incredible. I mean, it makes sense, but I was like, oh shit, like, what did you... Sorry, I don't want to waste time. But like, what did you like? How did you search for statistics of a podcast? Like, where did you just type into Google and then it was like,
so I'm a
Google. We have Google.
Yeah, Google everything. I'm a research nerd, man. That's just you know, went to school. That's just what I do. I like to research. So,
dude, such an incredibly undervalued talent.
Dude, that's the gift, and I'm learning this actually research companies. You know, people $1 million research companies that I'm just learning about. I'm like, oh, people can do this. Right. So I start researching it, man, and I follow the Social Proof podcast, and I'm like, bro, we can do this, and we know a lot of people. And me being an artist and playing basketball, I met people, he knowing the people. So I was like, bro, let's bring in people that's in business, whether they're music or nothing, and let's not box ourselves in. Because as an artist, you're still a business, and you know, you can own a restaurant and still be a business. So we did it, man, and we just do ours in seasons. So we do 10 episodes per season. Yeah. So once we get 10 episodes, we get it out the way. And like you were saying about how short ours is, I did that because when we first started, if you could see, we were doing like an hour-long episode.
No, I saw you were doing that. I couldn't listen to it.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm like, in the world we're in right now, we have short attention spans. So we were running out of stuff to talk about for that hour because we just booked it. So we paying for this, so we need the full hour. But I realized, like, bro, we're overworking ourselves, and it's only so much you can learn about a person in an episode. So I told him, shout out to Wallow 267 from $1 Million Worth of Game. I had a conversation with him when he was in Cleveland, and I'm just like, man, what? And literally, I'm like, bro, no longer than 30 minutes. Because at the point in, somebody can get to 30 minutes and watch all the way through. Once you get 30, 35, 40 minutes, we start looking at the analytics.
It's a totally different kind of audience.
Yeah, so I'm like, nah, come back for part 2 if you want to get second half. So 30 minutes or less.
That's honestly a good way to do it.
I absolutely...
We fluctuated between, we've had 2-hour episodes, we've had 3-hour.
Dang, that's dope. The fact that you can even go that long, we ran out of stuff to talk about.
Well, it's just... We dive into the creative process. So if we're sitting with an artist that's giving us the backstory behind everything, that's fun, you know, to let that run and to see all the little things that come out from the creative process.
For sure.
But then we have some jam-packed episodes, but it really just depends on the guest at this point.
True too.
But also we've had like shorter episodes, like 45 minutes, where we know when we don't know what we're like. Where it's headed, kind of.
Got you.
And we're running out of steam. It's like, okay, let's wrap this up.
Yeah, what I say, everybody get the feeling.
But that's why I like what we have going is because if it's good, keep it fucking going. Let it go, let it run, and then
y'all also have your own space too. So y'all got, that's another thing. We rent that in about an hour. So I wish we had that. If we had that flexibility like this,
right. That makes sense.
Oh wow, we take that for granted, big time.
Yeah, dude, that's the key. Like. That's why we haven't put out as many episodes as we want to, because if it may be booked, somebody got it, the producer can't come. So we are now in the season how to do it by ourselves. We're trying to do this. Where we like, bro, I got the equipment, even got to go in my basement. You know what I'm saying? We were making, I just got so spoiled. With the space. I'm like, I don't want to shoot it in my basement or in the office. I want to be at the studio. So now I've humbled myself, and we kind of about to start going into our own room. But that's what it was. Like, we just got spoiled.
It is like before we were over to this other area over in the room over here, and it was just like table mics, like shitty mics, and then we were like, let's just make it look and the feel. I mean, it just keeps climbing.
You make little adjustments and you just keep improving.
But it does feel like so much better when it looks more professional, and then just like,
for sure,
you know,
for y'all and for the guests.
Right.
Man. I guess you put yourself in a mindset where I'm like, oh, I'm in a studio for real, and I'm like, if we got, like you were saying before, in a generation full of content, I'm thinking about back in the days, like how many people that want talk shows, you had to have a full production, like
so many people.
So now you can literally start a talk show produced right from your phone. So I'm like, nah, bro, ain't no excuse, man. Let's do it now.
Right.
So I'd think you'd call yourself an entrepreneur first. But you've been rapping for a long time.
Yeah, man. Since 2010.
Yeah.
Before like everybody was a rapper. I was rapping in college, you know what I'm saying? I went to BG.
Yeah.
And that's where I started rapping at. So when I'm rapping out there, I got fans from Cincinnati, Columbus, New York. So college market, people, if you're in college right now, do not sleep, and you rap, do not sleep on the college market, because you're in one space with all these different people.
Yeah, that's
so
huge.
many gigs, dude.
Man,
many gigs to be played.
That's
that
absolutely incredible.
So I literally built my buzz out there, and I went viral. Like 2011, I was the first viral rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the first viral college rappers ever. around the time when it was like 50 Tyson and Vine. Before Vine, like I was one of the first viral people. Before people knew what it meant, they were just saying viral. Like they didn't even know how to pronounce it.
Wait a minute.
No lie.
Okay, so real quick, this college route thing too is actually how a lot of like YouTubers start too. They just hit college, like same with like Barstool. They would just hit colleges and Nelk, Full Send, colleges. They just go to colleges, and then you party. Then you get that group of kids, right? But for rapping too, that's a fucking great, because then you could just go to a house party. Hey, let me spit something on the mic real quick.
DJing too.
And then DJing. Right? If you go, hey, I'll just DJ for free. It's fuck, dude. Think about you know how the Beatles like would go to strip clubs and shit, and then practice there.
Just practicing.
This is our.
Man,
this would be
and exposure.
Right.
So much exposure.
Man, it's just a different.
And then you get used to touring too, kind of.
I'm sorry about that, yo.
No, you're good. But it's like a little tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's so many people there. That's why I'm like,
that's how
it's a different game. Like everybody, college is a different world now. You know what I'm saying? That's a different topic. But in terms of the exposure, I tell people if you're gonna go to college, man, go for the relationships. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I say.
You in a market full of so many people.
It's not the education as much as the relationships and the experience outside of the classroom.
There you go. Right. Most people, I say to eat, but go to college for the eat. They're like, oh, education. I'm like, nah, experience. You know what I'm saying?
100%. Dude.
Yeah,
I could agree with that.
For sure. But I've been rapping definitely since 2010. Seriously.
And you just put out This or That, which is my favorite thing you've put out, especially lyrically. Lyrically, I think it's your best work in my opinion.
No, that makes sense, and I appreciate that too.
And I love how you're pushing it, dude.
Hey, let's go.
Because being a creator, you got to know the grind. You got to know the marketing grind. You got to know the social media grind. Man. And you're doing it in a way where it's not reposting the same thing every day.
I'm glad you see that.
It's doing something a little bit different. It's shining a different light on something. It's doing it with a different perspective, whether you're in a different place or coming at it with a different approach. And I love that. And I want to hear your perspective of how you shake things up, keep things interesting, and grow your following.
Man, I appreciate you seeing that, man, because you just said it too. Me studying, one thing about me being a rapper is I went to school for business. I love business. Yeah. So it's a music business, but I love business more than music. Like I love it. So I was like, man, I'm just seeing how everything getting watered down. I'm like, bruh, I was in that era where I was repost my song every day. Like, or reshare to you every day. And I'm like, people are going to start calling you a spammer and
100%.
get bored.
Yeah,
I'm like,
you don't want that, right?
But I'm like, you know how they were I look at studies like radio programming. You know, if you hear a song on the radio over and over again, you may not like it, but sooner or later you're going to be like, this song's stuck in my head.
Right.
What I'm doing is my concept called digital programming. So I'm going to continue to play my song over different areas, but no matter what, you're going to always program to hear my song.
So, okay. So instead of it being like visually, you'll hear the song, but visually it's different. Is that what you're saying?
So you
in
know how
different
you hear
videos,
right?
And maybe it's subtle in the background, but it's still on.
I would say this: if you hear a song on the radio, I'm doing that except on social media,
right?
Because I can't go to a radio. I can go to a radio station and have them play my record, but what happens when they can't play my record? Where social media has become the new radio station.
So that's like, this is a diamond right here.
Yeah,
this is an actual fucking like crazy diamond.
I want to give y'all that because look, I can't go to the radio station like play my record. I can, but they may not. But I can go on my phone and log in and play my song all day. But guess what? If I show you the same video, you gonna swipe because I saw it
immediately. The second you see that familiar visual, you're gone. Just like seeing an ad on your immediately gone.
But if that came with that same sound, but with a different visual, you're gonna already program to hear the song, but you're looking at the visual now. So the song already stuck in your head.
That's very psychological.
I'm trying to really get this song stuck in your head where you be like, I'm pushing it for a year. So I'm not putting out anything else for any year. So I'm gonna be like, how did this rapper push a song for an entire year without watering it down? And it's literally the visuals.
So why the choice to go with one song and push that instead of putting up?
Because I put out so much music that's good and it got a couple thousand plays and I went on to the next one. I'm like, I put my heart and soul into this record just for 1,000 people to hear it, and then I get $10 in the string off my residuals.
Right.
What's gonna happen? Well, because what's gonna happen is he has music out, right? If he can get them with one song, they're gonna go
back to my old archive.
That's huge.
And then it's gonna be like it's a loop.
Bingo.
So that's the way he's marketing it. That's why I said it's a crazy diamond.
No,
you get
it.
Most people would get it, but that's the key. At the end of the day, I have enough digital real estate with my music to live forever.
That's where
so
I felt like listening to you, and I said like you can grow. Like that's people don't get that part. That's the part. That's the research part that people don't understand and won't go through.
Yep.
Which
They just
is,
like, I'm about to rap.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bruh, it's a deep to it, but I'm glad I'm like older in the game because I'm not new to this. Like, I just took a little break and, you know, you get married, you have a family. I'm like, bruh, music not bringing enough money to take care of family. I got a career.
Yeah,
I'm a teacher. I work at a school. Like, I really do this, but I'm like, my passion. I would hate to my sons to get older and be like, Daddy gave up his dreams because I had to be a father. So I'm balancing fatherhood, running the business, making music, running the podcast, and people are like, how you do it? I don't know how I do it. I just do it.
That's the answer, dude. That's the fucking answer.
Yeah.
You can't give advice except you gotta find it out for yourself.
Gotta gut it out, man. So
And
music is the key for sure.
what you guys talk about too is just consistency too, and that's big with anything. Like as long as you're doing it, it's just a consistent thing, and it just keeps. It'll eventually you'll figure it out.
It's habit. It's
That's
having
what it
a
is. It's
schedule
just-
like that.
Right.
Consistent. Look, they say content is the new currency, man. Consistent in content. If you stay consistent with your content, no matter what you're doing, people gonna see it. And like you said before, my whole thing is all I need is one. Just like back in the day, all you need is one record and it can blow. For me, all I need is one post because we're in a digital
So
era.
what do you think about labels? Signing to
Mm.
labels now?
So my take is no. Go ahead.
Because I don't think you almost don't need a label anymore.
Nah, heck no. I say I get a
definitely
distribution deal, but I don't. I'm not looking for a label deal. My whole thing is I'm gonna give you another diamond, and I ain't get this to nobody. I am chasing 1,000 cult following fans only, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is gonna launch into another
Let
conversation
me tell you.
here, but
So,
continue.
1,000 fans. Now let me break the numbers down. If I can get 1,000 fans that say, I love No E, I love what he represents, I love his song, I'll pay for his show, I'll come to his show. If I can get them to spend $100 with me a year, let's say $1 a month or $10 a month all year, that's subscription based. I just made $100,000 at the end of the year. So I'm not in this to be mega rich. With 6 figures off my music, I can survive.
Right.
So one of the ways that you could do that most clearly, as me and Roscoe have talked, this is actually when we first linked, we talked about this, is the power of blockchain technology, Web3, to monetize digital assets as a musician.
Man, bro.
Because
Talk about it.
you can't make money on Spotify or any streaming platform just because the percentages are so ridiculous.
Terrible.
Millions and millions of streams you're going to need to make any kind of significant amount of money.
Yep.
When you're selling to those 1,000 cult followers and you give them something that's unique and it's original,
Utility.
they will buy it. It's the utility, right? And it's the provability of having an asset that only they have, that they can prove that I'm a super fan.
Bingo.
I was here first.
Man.
And because I'm a super fan, I get utility of first one to get tickets.
Yeah.
First to get that limited merchandise
Come
drop.
on now.
I might be able to meet them.
Yep.
You know?
You
You
get-
don't need millions of followers anymore.
Nope.
But it's not widely adopted, and a lot of artists don't understand the power of Web3 and music because it's difficult to understand what blockchain technology is, how it can be used, and it's confusing.
It's like when the
a good
computer
point,
first came out, right?
Yes. No, that's
When the
exactly right.
Computer first came out, it wasn't for the public.
It's early in the adoption
too
cycle.
early.
Man.
And the public can get into it. It's just too much for like the casual public.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Totally. And it's
but
just
that's-
the tools to access that kind of like the wallets and how to navigate and stay safe right now. It's just, if I can't trust my mom or my grandparents to do it, it's not going to be widely adopted.
Bingo.
Because it needs, can't be, everything needs to be in a black box.
Yep.
They don't need to know, you know,
Facts.
what a wallet address is or how to keep your private key safe. It just needs to happen. You know, they just get the utility and they don't have to worry about anything else. That's when it's going to take the next step.
Oh, big time.
Well, think about too, like, because I think about paying with the phone. You know, me, you, and Blake were just talking about that. Paying with
Touch
your
to
phone
pay,
is
dude,
so easy.
it's
oh,
just-
now.
yeah. The tap
But
to
remember
pay
when
changed the
Unreal.
game.
I remember a Super Bowl commercial when Samsung did it the first time, and I was like, "Oh, that's awesome!" And every older person was like, "That's so dumb. Why would you put that on your phone? Like that's so stupid. They're gonna steal your shit. They can steal your wallet too. And like if you leave it there, and you know,
That's a good point.
it's such an like it's almost easier to steal a wallet than a phone. But like
Real.
you know, hack.
Volume set to 2%.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah, they
Thanks,
appreciate
Siri.
that.
You're a real one.
Technology, she
But-
tapping
Right?
in.
Yeah.
But like I said, that's how we first linked. You have a song called Digital Wall again.
Yeah, I do.
What's your opinion on the space right now?
Man, you just said it, man, and I got into it early, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, pandemic hit, we at home. I'm a research nerd, so
Yep.
I remember shout out to Mick Jenkins, man. I was on a Twitter space. I remember they launched Twitter Spaces. and
Yep.
I was on there with Mick Jenkins and a bunch of other people, and he was talking about already doing it. Like he was giving the game. I'm like, oh, this digital blockchain and utility, and you get to come backstage and meet him. Like, oh, this is what I was looking for.
Right.
and I read a book, and it was just talking about the 1,000 fan model. You know what I'm saying? Just living off of that. But I love blockchain, man, and I think it's so ahead of its time. But I hate that social media and the government and everybody watered it down before it reached its peak.
Sentiment is
it just happened
destroyed.
so fast, and so many people made money and lost money, and then the trust got lost, and people get scammed and stuff. But I was like, that's why I got into education. I'm like, let me help you set up your wallet in our terminology, not all these big words. Let me walk you, baby step you, get you a wallet. Make sure you got a hard wallet. Make sure you write down your keys, all that good stuff. And then when you buy NFT or whatever you want, you know what I'm saying, you learn from that. So I thought that was powerful. And again, as a musician, I was like, wait, I don't have to go through streaming. I can name my price.
Right.
And somebody can buy it and they own it, and the whole ownership, I think it's a game changer. I know that it will change music when people adopt it, but like you said, it's just there's not enough people that understand it.
There's good platforms out there right now. Sound XYZ, Royal.io.
I was waiting for Nas when Nas launched.
Royal.
I was waiting for the whole for like 8 hours, and then the whole crash because it happened. But when he did it, I was like, I get it. Give somebody a percentage of your records. They own it. You're buying into this artist. You get to play this. I'm like, this is it. But I feel like right now, what I'm doing with this or that, it's only available on YouTube. You know, people are like, hey, I hit 1 million impressions on Twitter already just from the video, just resharing.
Yeah, dude, congrats! I saw that.
Thank you, man.
That's huge.
That's huge.
Wow, that's awesome, dude.
So I'm like, even being from Cleveland to say like I'm in an M club, no matter where it came from, like that's huge. But what I'm doing is I'll find somebody's post that's talking about music or man, there's no good music nowadays, and I'll just drop my video with the link. I'm not saying this is mine. I just dropped the link, so people are going to it, and I start seeing it work. And I'm about to cross 3,000 views on my video. It used to take me a year and a half, 2 years to get 1,000 views. Now I got 3 in a month. So I'm like, I get it. So now I'm looking at it like, if you want to listen to this song or support me, go to RoscoeNoe.com. You can buy the song from me, and it's going right to me. Like how they used to be out the trunk back in the day. They can sell your music. I'm selling my music off the web. You know, I don't got no middleman. I don't got to split it in. I may pay my third party e-commerce site 15 cents, but I'm still profiting $4 and 90 cents or whatever 85 cents. That goes to me. That's equivalent to if I would have had my streams for 1,000, 2,000 streams. I'm not on that no more.
It's like the new era of passing out a mixtape on the streets.
Bingo.
Let me ask you a question though, Roscoe.
Yep.
When is it going to be widespread? When is it going to be in the mainstream where people are they're buying music NFTs and trade? I'm like, when is it going to become just regular? In my head, it quite honestly could be as far away as 10 years. It really could.
That's
bro,
the exact number I had.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Because it started because the frenzy happened too fast, and it's gonna take the time to break it down.
But it is there. There is a foundation of people that are doing this.
Yeah.
So on the short term, I could see it happening in 3 years.
Yeah. Especially for those that have, it's going to take mass audience or mass artists that have a following to tell their fan base, and it's going to take somebody to educate you on how simple to do it.
It is going to take
it stops
the big
people
guys
from doing it because you can go right to Spotify, say, "Hey, I found this new listener, press play and get right in." It took you 2 seconds.
So, not to get too deep into Web3, but one of the big values is decentralization, and unfortunately, what's going to take us to the next step is when like Apple has a hardware wallet just built into their phone. That's that's the step that needs to be taken.
Shout out to Apple, y'all hear what we listen to, man.
Because it's centralized, but it's like
no, you get it.
That's what needs to happen.
It's going to take a platform like that to do it, but if Apple does that and it's just a simple, just like tap to pay, we so spoiled with just how simple stuff is, and I ain't mad. I love to be able to tap and do stuff quickly until we make it where it's just like common sense.
That's what it's going to be.
But if it's like, I got to, like people, I was the first artist in Cleveland to upload my song as an NFT. And I got it dated and everything. But
that's fucking raw. That's
nobody
sick.
bought it. Yeah, I was like, now I can brag and say I'm the first rapper to have an NFT music. But then I was like, no sales because everybody keep on saying, bro, I don't got a wallet.
They don't know how to buy it.
Yeah, they didn't know how to buy it. So it was just a flex to say. But
so do you? Okay, so do you
that's
have,
a flex and a half though.
It is
for sure.
Do you have a website then?
Yeah, RoscoeNoe.com.
So do you have like a page that explains how to get a wallet?
Yeah.
Download it.
Well, not for this song. Because it ain't, it's not wallet proof. You can use up your credit card or a digital card. So not for Digital Wallet Gang, I had that. I had an actual course. That's how I got popping. Like I created like a first beginner's guide to getting crypto and stuff. And I had sales and everything like that. But I met a lot of people through it, man. And I walked people through it. I was doing webinars. But at the end of the day, people still was like, man, it's too many steps. I want to just go to Spotify.
Yep.
Or
I just want
Apple.
to sign in. And then
Yeah, they
get
didn't
it.
want to do all that. Like, oh, I gotta connect my wallet and then wait
Yeah.
for it to download, and then it's on my MetaMask and what's this? And I was like, I'm becoming an educator instead of focusing on the music
Yeah.
now. So I just got.
But what's
So-
good thing is those two different audiences, the ones that just want to be on Spotify and the
Yep.
ones that are super fans that want to buy your NFTs or
Yep.
whatever else you're selling for that specific group.
Yep.
They're not mutually exclusive, right?
bro.
Like you could have them both as fans
Mhm.
and cater to them both differently. And
Yeah.
that's what I think most people should definitely do.
That's why I said if you want to be a part of the 1,000 fans and get one of these exclusive No E No Brem hats, you got to take that step and go to my website and buy it. Where once I hit 1,000 fans, I'm gonna start rolling out my subscription boxes.
Yeah.
That means that every single month, once you become grandfathered in this 1,000 fans, I'm gonna send you random No E stuff every month.
Is it
You may
limited
get a
to
hat.
1,000?
For the grandfather program.
Oh.
So yeah, when you become a part of the first 1,000, you're grandfathered in. Because guess what? You're gonna tell your cousin, your auntie, your friend,
For
your
sure.
uncle, and they're gonna come a part of it too. But the first
And
1,000
it seems
is
like you're
get
gonna be pretty
ownership in me.
swagged out.
Yeah, oh man, I got some stuff, man. And guess what? Like La Russell is doing, where he gives people shares and ownership of the music. The first 1,000 people are going to be automatically get ownership into me as well. So I'm like a stock.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll be like a stock. You can buy shares into it.
I
First
love
1,000
that.
people.
I've always thought that was such a cool
Yeah,
idea.
that's dope. So I'm trying to take that model and run with it, but I'm just trying to chase 1,000 first because most rappers nowadays is coming in and they're like, I want 1 million fans,
No,
1 million
that's right.
followers, and $1 million. I want 1,000. You know what I'm saying? I know I can take 6 figures and make it to 1 million, but I'm not in this for the fame. I'm in it for the people that want to say, hey,
Dude,
like
that's
Griselda and Bodie James, all them people that Larry June that got Currency. Currency started it. You know what I'm saying? Currency got a cult following where he can do anything. He survived forever. He don't really
Yep.
need millions of fans. But for me, I want 1,000 people that say I love No E. Not just his music, but what he represents and how cool he is. Like, and I can rock with y'all. You know, everybody gonna be jealous. I'm like, man, I'm grandfathered into this. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's
I
sick, man.
believed in him in the beginning, and then we blow from there. It's cool, but I only needed 1,000 fans to survive.
That's fucking awesome.
And most
I
people have
appreciate
not.
it. No, that's
This is going to be completely new to a lot of our audience,
Mhm.
which is great because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to
That's dope, bro.
educate, and I appreciate you coming on and
No, thank
giving
you,
us some
man.
diamonds, brother.
Yeah, no, even like what y'all doing with the podcast, man. Like y'all have digital real estate now. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like
Yeah.
them episodes live forever.
Right.
So I was thinking about it too. Shout out to Chelsea Pastel. She's on to be performing at the Moon's Landing Kid Cudi thing.
Oh, word.
Yeah, she.
Oh,
she
wow.
Hey, I
yeah,
saw
she
her.
on there,
She's
yeah.
fire.
She's a Back at Minutes alumni. She was on one of our early episodes.
No shit.
So I'm like, dang, that feel good for us because we
Right.
pray she blows because maybe some people
Because then they'll
Yeah.
come
look
back
at, look at her
and then
episode.
look at her episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did one of her first episodes. So that's just an example of like podcasting where I'm like, I look at it as relationships. We met a lot
Yep.
of people, and if they blow up, we gave a lot of people their first interview. So
Right.
they
Yep.
go back and check it out. It's like, hey, but it's just all of relationships, and that's why I think the
Dude, and
podcast
it's just
really
so much
dope.
fun to sit and
Yeah.
shoot the shit for a little bit.
Yeah, man, ain't nothing wrong. And you meeting somebody new. That's why I'm like,
Yeah,
bruh,
for
I
sure.
think everybody should start a podcast, but everybody should know what they're getting into. Don't get on, like, get your idea. Don't get on there and say, I got a mic. I'm just going to just talk about random stuff. No, if you get a
Mm-hmm.
concept or if you got a guest or something, figure out if you're going to be a guest or if you're going to say it's just us. But don't just be on there. If you want to just get on there and talk and shoot the breeze, just get a stream. I see
Yeah.
Twitch and
Right.
streamers is killing it right now.
Yeah,
if you want to
yeah,
just
yeah.
do that, go start to be a streamer. But if you want to have guests and learn about stories and educate, I think you should have a podcast.
I
Yeah.
agree, man.
Absolutely.
With that being said, after all that education, that was a jam-packed 30 minutes,
and
whatever
I
we
be
just
trying
had.
not to go too in on it, man. But yeah, man. I
No,
think
we love it, dude. We're nerding out here. That's what we love to do on the Wit and Wisdom podcast is nerd out.
that's dope.
I
bro.
have a question.
Yes,
'cause I
man.
feel like I can get one off. But are you inspired by Isaiah Rashad?
Of course.
Because
I
that shot
mean-
you had the shot you down kind of.
Oh yeah, you get
And
it.
I was like, that was fucking
yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, early Isaiah Rashad. I'm
Yeah.
a big fan of like I still remember seeing that video when it first came out. I was like, man,
Right.
like even them introducing it to us. So I really come under studying
Mm-hmm.
like this music stuff, like where I'm a fan of just like the art of it, man. And I'm like, I get it. And I be telling people too, like, I came up in college where social media was getting started. We developed this.
Right,
I
right.
remember being in high
Right.
school and it was only Facebook. Then in college we get Twitter. And then,
Right.
tagged. And
Shit starts changing
vibes.
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, I'm seeing all this, so we're a product of this. Like, that's why I be like, the newbies in the game, my young people I talk to, I'm like, man, y'all don't even know we kind of paved the way for y'all with this. So
Yeah.
just learn how to get, serious with it.
And then, do you produce
Like make beats?
Yeah.
Nah. So I just
So
I always wanted to do that, but I said, I didn't want to take away from the writing, man. But
It's such a lengthy process.
yeah,
I was
shout
thinking
out
about
to Cole
getting
and all
into
the
it.
people that's doing both of them.
Yeah.
But for me, I my two thing is the music and the business. You know what I'm saying? And then now making my videos. You know what I'm saying? So I'm studying. I like Spike Lee and movies and directing, man. I always wanted to be in films and stuff. So now I'm learning how to shoot
We kind
my
of
own
like
film.
movies around here.
Fucking
Yeah,
love
bro.
movies.
Like, and I
can't
feel like
wait.
that's the key. Like, I think for me, my next goal is to not either be in a film, but I'm shoot my own film.
Yeah.
Like I've done short films and everything, but like really produce.
Hey,
and
shout
direct
out,
the
shout out
video.
to Ty Choate.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I seen that.
Direct my own stuff, and at the same time, it still goes back to the music. The podcast pop off, they're gonna go look at the music. My
Right.
music pop off, they're gonna look at the podcast. I get in a
everything
movie.
too.
Yeah, so I'm really in the entertainment business for real. And not just being an entertainer. I like the business side. You know what I'm saying? I've got 5 different companies. I've done a lot of
Right.
things. I went to school for that. So people like, bro, how did you work a career job and be a musician? Well, some days I go to work in a suit and then, I'll get in the car, change my clothes and perform at the garage shop. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like my cape. Like I done done both of those before,
Yeah.
man. So it's just how you balance it. That's why when I got this on and the hat, I'm in Roscoe Noe mode. When I take this off and I go in the house, I'm husband, father mode. When I'm at my job and career, I'm educator, teacher mode. So it's like really you gotta learn how to wear these different hats. And I
love
try to
that,
do a good
bro.
job of wearing
So
them
you'd
well.
be a good actor.
Oh man, I'll be a great
Yeah.
actor.
Yeah.
Y'all hear this show? Look, y'all see this, man. Put me in the film, man.
He'd be a
But
good actor. He'd be a
Yeah,
good
Nah,
for
actor.
sure.
bro. I can't
Absolutely.
look. My mom, I'm a '90s baby. My mom, all that. Like I grew up on films and watching stuff. So that's my next goal. To be able to direct my own film, and then make the soundtrack for it.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear that,
That's
man.
awesome.
And it's gonna be released as an NFT too. You know what I'm saying? We gonna put it. You know what I'm saying? We gonna put it on
Already
the
know.
blockchain and all that, man. So I do believe in that for sure.
How much time do we have left?
I'm about to say
We have enough
we
time
got
for
10 minutes.
Rex.
Yeah, bro.
So
No, I'm about to say I still got 10 minutes though.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
so I gave you the heads up on the Rex. We do
Uh-oh.
2 recommendations. We usually do them kind of on the fly.
Okay.
I thought
And
about
these
it.
recommendations could be anything. They could be movies, TV shows,
All right.
music, something to do in your daily life, some inspiring words of advice that make someone take
I
action.
got y'all on this then.
All right.
Hey, go
Who
for it.
wants to
You
start?
got it?
We'll
I'm
go
about to say,
one at
yeah,
a time. One at a
No,
time.
you go. You usually go first. He's got
Fire it
his,
off,
yeah.
Roscoe, if you're ready.
Two recommendations.
Just do
Yeah.
one. We're gonna go.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna recommend a YouTube in the discussion. Like YouTube. If you got internet connection, YouTube.
Hey.
Straight up.
Get hit.
Yeah, like YouTube
Get hip to
University,
YouTube.
man. I feel like I say that because
Bro.
you can learn whatever
So-
you want from YouTube.
No, YouTube
that's something
University
I-
specifically.
So that's what
For
I
sure.
wanted to ask you about. What do you think about our generation, kind of, or even the next generation, about school and like a YouTube university or self-taught?
I'm self-taught. I'm want the
So that
self-taught way.
I'm
Dude, yeah.
starting to.
The amount I've learned on
this
YouTube is
self-taught
disgusting.
thing is
Man,
so
what?
much. Because like,
College
we
is
have,
about
like
to
I
be in
keep saying,
trouble.
It takes
we
a
have the
it takes a
internet. It should be in
motivated
trouble.
it
It's
takes
too
a motivated
expensive.
person
Yeah, it
though.
is.
It's too expensive. Like
Yep.
we could just go online and everything's online now.
Everything.
And
From a
that-
click of a button.
And we have like that. Like Amazon has Audible. You can
Come
listen
on,
to,
bruh.
and like I'm a painter. I work.
Oh, that's
so
dope. That's
I,
dope.
I just
And you
throw
into the
my-
trade, so I salute to you
I
on that.
throw my headphones in. I listen to books and just go all fucking day.
Yep.
And that's it.
I love that, man.
Man,
But I think self-taught is underappreciated
come on.
and very underrated.
It's hard,
and these
though.
companies that are like, oh, let me see your resume, and you don't have a bachelor's degree,
Yeah, they that's crazy.
dude. Come on,
Yep.
Yeah.
give someone a chance. Like if they're able to have the balls to come in there without that too,
Damn,
and then they impress
that's what I
you,
want. Yeah, man.
that's the guy I want. Is right. That's
yeah.
the guy that's gonna go further than anyone else.
Yeah,
Yep.
because they
yeah.
they look at that paper, but again, me and people be like, "Why you say that when you went to school?" I'm like, when nobody in my family graduated from college, I did that
Right.
to make sure I accomplished that, so my sons can say
Yeah.
somebody did. But I did it too, where that's why I say experience. I went to school and had a great experience. I'm not even
But,
doing what I
but
went
you
to
know,
education
you
for.
know that's
Yeah, I wasn't
I
there to
learned
be
here.
like,
I didn't learn here.
no, I
They were
learned
wrong-
more
they're
from
wrong.
YouTube University than in all my 4 years at college. But-
YouTube University and,
Yeah, bro.
and Hard
Incredible.
Knocks University.
And yeah, bro, I think those two, but I know for sure, colleges, y'all got to step it up because a lot
Yeah.
more people is getting into trades like painting and electrician and carpentry. And I tell my students and trading in the stock market and then at the good time learning YouTube and how to do this. So sometimes you really don't have to go to school unless
There's
you want to
no
have friends.
shortage of educational materials, dude.
Nah.
It's crazy.
It's too easy to learn.
So
Like you
It
can go on a
is.
World Explorer and learn
Absolutely.
Anything. You
So
can learn anything.
Absolutely,
I would say my recommendation is YouTube.
love that.
All right.
My recommendation is gonna be colors.
Colors.
Colors in general, just all colors.
Ooh, that's powerful.
That's
Wow.
really it. Yeah.
You're a very colorful
Thank you.
guy.
No,
Um,
colors is everything.
But
Is that it? Is there...
no, that's colors. But there is like a story. Like I was painting this apartment, and me and my boss were there, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna cut the green wall in. He started laughing at me.
Mhm.
I'm like, he's like, that's brown. I'm like, no, that's green. So we look it up, and it's gray.
See, man,
So-
so many
Wait, what?
colors.
The way, so the wall
So who's
is
colorblind?
called- no one. It's the way, and I forgot about this. It's a phenomenon with color, like different colors in a room.
Yep.
So there's a tan wall, and then there's the accent. It's called warm stone, and it's like
Mm.
gray.
Oh wow,
But the way your eyes perceive it with everything else going around in the room,
That's wild.
man,
it looks for
What
me. It
is
looks
that?
green. For him, it looks brown. And then there's another apartment that the Hannah building.
Yeah.
In there, for me, it looks gray.
man, bro. I didn't.
That's
think about
wicked.
that.
And then I went up to it and I kind of closed everything off, and I'm like, I see gray now.
See,
And then it was changing green, gray, and brown. I was like, this is incredible.
yeah,
So
no, colors. Yeah, because some people can't see color, man.
Right.
Like, and
Oh,
I see music in color. Like, I know Pharrell was saying that too. I really do.
So does Kanye.
Yeah, yo, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ye. Like, all them guys is creative like that. I really believe it. Like, so when I'm listening to songs and creating, bro, like, I need color. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Dude, yes.
the sun, the colors that help inspire me. So I love that you paint, bro, because
Thank you.
all of this is art. Like,
Yeah,
really
yeah.
all
All of it.
color.
That's-
And without color, just imagine a world with no color. It'd be so boring.
Be the giver, and people would be killing babies.
Yeah, it'd be boring. No, for
That's
real.
what happens
like,
in the
no
That's what
color.
happens in the book. Yeah.
No, that is
That's
Yeah,
good
Robert.
that's a great
But
book.
that's a good
Yeah.
recommendation for sure.
Thank you.
Those are two good
He's
recommendations.
so fucked.
I'm
I'm about to
so
say, how you
fucked.
gonna
It's
go
like,
last
damn.
off that?
I'm about to recommend an artist, okay, that nobody probably listens to. So I listen to a lot of different genres of music,
For sure.
right? I'm a big hip hop guy,
For sure.
big rock guy. I'm also a big bluegrass guy. I'm a
Mm.
guitar player, so I love
Oh, that's
strings. I love people with talent.
You know what he's
Mm.
doing.
Billy Strings just
I
came
knew
to
it.
Cleveland on Tuesday.
I ain't
He's
hip. I gotta get
he's one of the best acoustic guitar players in the entire world.
Whoa.
Definitely the best bluegrass guy. He almost transcends the genre. So I brought a couple people that have never been to a bluegrass show,
Wow.
which it's a lot of this, right?
for sure, for
A lot of
sure.
stomping,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
all strings, and they're like traditionally like hip hop guys. You know, every time I turn around, their jaw is on the floor. So I was like, oh, dude, this is great.
Who'd you bring?
I brought my little brother and our recurring guest Brian Holmes.
That's dope.
Brian went?
Yeah, he loved it.
Oh, I
Oh,
bet.
that's
He
awesome.
loved it. But
I'm
I was
glad the
just
Pop is
fired
one
up
of the
walking
shows,
out of there. I
man.
was like, dude, this is so great. But gotta hip everybody to Billy. He's a fucking god, this
See,
guy.
I'm
That's
gonna
awesome.
check you
Yeah,
out.
he is-
Yeah, that's
he is
dope,
good.
man.
Real quick question too.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you, when you're making music, would you do something like just to get a creative kind of flow going, like a bluegrass? Or like,
Oh yeah,
I'm
I'm
like
open to
span out
everything.
into that and be like,
Yeah.
all right, I don't have
feel like
anything
you
going,
have
but
to be,
I'm going
man.
to figure out how would I make, I'm not going to release anything, but how would I make a bluegrass album or
Yes.
like a song?
I would do. I'll do any kind of genre, man.
Right.
'cause
You gotta
I
stay
like
open-minded,
I like,
yeah.
and people hear my song and see the versatility. I like to challenge myself.
Yeah.
Totally.
So I'll be listening. I used to ride in the car and on my way to work. You know what I'm saying? We stuck in traffic. I'm just playing different instrumentals to test myself. Call it
Yeah.
lyrical exercising. And I try to rap to anything, rock. And I play the guitar as well, not fully, but I was taking guitar lessons, and I hurt myself. I'm so hurt. In 2015, I took a whole year of guitar lessons, and I was actually good. But when I moved into an apartment, I stopped playing because I was living
It
with
was
my
too
people.
loud.
Yeah, it was too loud, so I stopped getting my riff on. But
Damn.
I was like, I was really trying to bring this whole. I like a Tribe Called Quest and kind of like
Oh,
Tyler
yeah.
Creator. So I was trying to bring out like a rapper that played the guitar. Nobody done that,
Right.
and I wish I would have stuck to it, man. Like, but I could still do it.
I was
but-
about to say, you
yeah, I
could
still got my
definitely
guitar
still-
and
that,
everything.
We have to
but-
cut that so no one else does it.
yeah,
'cause you
somebody
have to
gonna do
cut
it. Yeah, please cut that because somebody may try. But I
Don't
may still bring
rip
it
from
back.
him. Don't rip from him. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
Yeah.
Don't
and
steal
I was
that.
playing like Nirvana and really just
Yeah.
learning.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was really getting good, but I realized that once I moved into the apartment. But to say I'm open to all genres, man. But my main one is hip hop. Like
Dude,
I'm gonna do that.
I'm like thinking
I
about
love
that
hearing
now.
that.
That's a
Nobody's
fucking
done
would be an
that.
incredible thing to do.
Yeah.
Like that. That
Come
is-
out rap concert and you just see somebody rock out. I'm stop
Yeah.
rapping and pick up my guitar and just go.
They'd be like,
crazy. So,
what?
yeah, they wouldn't
That'd be
expect
sick.
it, man.
That'd be
Especially like in our
fucking
community in the rap
awesome.
coming. So
Yeah.
I'm really trying to figure out a
It's
way to
just
shake it up.
multi-talented, man. It
Yeah. So
opens
that-
your mind up
that-
to new shit too.
That might be the next. That because I'm always thinking like, what's the next move for hip hop? That honestly could be it. Because then you get the. Because then you could get bands kind of back together.
Bingo.
Like remember in like the 90s and 2000s, like all these kids were making bands.
Yes.
And even like before,
Out the garage, killing it.
That is like kind of. I feel like it kind of ended.
Yeah, it did.
You know,
That's
like,
why I say
that's
the
not-
new thing.
it's
We
like
need
that, but
bands and
that
groups
would
back.
be
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That would be incredible.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
y'all stay tuned. I got something smooth in the
Right.
work with that. But I love a live performance, and I know I had performed a bunch of shows with a real live band, and I fell in love.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, like this is it.
Live
Yeah.
music is
Yeah,
the
the live
best, dude. You
performance
can't beat
take you
that
over the
shit.
top, man. So that's definitely in the works.
So we got a couple more minutes left. Let's
Yep.
rifle through these last wrecks.
Oh yeah. And then I would say, I ain't trying to just say it because I'm going to say my phone, like your phone. I ain't trying to just get y'all, but it's so YouTube and your phone, man. And those two things, you put me on the
all
island
you
with some
need.
internet and my phone, I'm gonna figure out anything. So
Dude.
I
Well,
would
you
just
don't
say
have
your
Wi-Fi
phone.
and service on an island.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. if I had, you know,
Well, you said
it's-
YouTube and a phone. So
yeah.
I guess
So if I
you're
had
good.
access to YouTube and the phone on the island,
No,
where
you
it
just
was
download
possible,
the instructions how to build a satellite, and then
There
you're
you go.
Yeah,
good.
there you go.
Yep, I'll
You're
take some type of
chilling.
Wi-Fi box or whatever, man.
Yeah.
I had it, and you put me on the island, I'm gonna figure it out. So I'm gonna say
Dude,
YouTube
yeah.
and your
So
phone.
Just open your eyes, guys. I just be grateful for the tools that we fucking have and use them.
There you go.
Not just a mindless scroll, but
Nah,
tap
Yeah.
into the stuff that you could be learning.
facts.
My rec's gonna be Lynn Avery. She is
Mm.
she's kind of a German. She's from Germany,
Okay.
but she's
This is the girl you want on the podcast.
yeah. She's not a singer, but like she makes these instrumentals that are just
She from Cleveland?
no.
Oh, no,
she's
you said she
she's
from
from Germany. I
Lynn,
think she
man.
is.
Lynn, we'd love to have
Lynn
you.
Avery, we would love to have you. That's
Come
that's
on,
what
man.
I'm trying to do.
That's
That's exactly
dope.
what this plan.
right.
That'd be awesome to have her on.
All right. So this is gonna be a weird one. I'm gonna recommend RVs, like campers, like pull along campers.
That's great.
I was just down in Kentucky for a music festival,
Okay.
and usually, you're out there setting up tents and shit.
Yeah.
I was on an air mattress in this camper, so cold the AC was blasting that I needed to find a second blanket
Man.
and to have running water and a shower and place for
great.
food and
That's
comfy
great.
beds.
It's great.
As compared to like camp, I mean, you could go anywhere. You could take that bitch anywhere. You don't have to pay for a hotel
So-
or Airbnb.
so, yeah.
you just drop that thing and you're
Man,
chilling.
Get it, bro.
So an RV, I have an idea. I want to like.
Shout out to Dossels.
I-
That's who had it.
I
by
would
the
love
way.
to tour America in an RV.
I would love
Yeah,
that.
That'd be so.
If
cool.
you got a nice enough RV,
Yeah.
I would sell my house and do that
Yeah, man.
because you
what?
you hit
Great.
everything you need is in there. Everything.
Come on,
Gas.
You can just pull up,
Gasoline.
plug it in,
Yup.
put the shitter
Gasoline.
tube in the little sewer.
Facts.
You're good.
Man, you just,
Shower.
bro. That's what I'm on that. Like I told my wife, like we get some amount of money, and Home Depot was selling them tiny homes.
Yeah, bro.
I saw
I'm
that too.
on that,
yeah.
bro.
My
I will
uncle's
literally
got
move
one of
off
those.
Yeah, I will move off the grid, build me a container home,
Yeah.
or give me an RV and just travel to work. That's really what my goal is. So
Oh,
I'm glad
bro,
you said that, bro.
I hear
'cause
that,
I
man.
get it, and I say go. Some people was telling me too at a festival, you sleeping on tents and everything. You come in the RV,
Yeah.
you literally living.
It's
your life.
life saving.
Yeah,
It's
so
a
I would agree,
life-saving.
bro. That's a great recommendation.
Yes.
So real quick, my
Yeah,
idea.
yeah. Okay.
Like this is for my future. What I want.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Here we go.
Did I tell you this one?
No.
All right, real quick. So, future me
Yep.
is gonna have a house in the middle of America and a private jet.
Mm.
Modest house, just the private jet's gonna be basically so, and I can fly anywhere I want
Yeah, man. What?
and
That's
go anywhere.
genius.
Yeah,
Bro,
right?
come on.
Then I'm
Nobody
not
can. You
barely
don't have to
spend
wait in
money.
lines.
Yeah, right.
What am I sitting
Yeah.
next to Bill Gates right now, dude?
I'm about to say
Yeah.
you get
Genius.
And the jet's not gonna be as like it's gonna be expensive, but like
Jason
my house is gonna
Zach
be, like,
International.
you know, whatever. I don't care. I'm flying around.
Jason
everywhere else.
Zach
That's what it
International
is.
Airlines.
So-
Man, these some good recommendations.
For one.
man.
That's one of
But,
my ideas.
dude,
I have.
I know you got to get out of here, but
Yeah,
thank
man,
you
I
so
appreciate
much for
y'all.
coming on, man.
Yeah, make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, Roscoe_no_e, man.
Yes.
My website is Roscoe_no_e. Go to YouTube, subscribe. We just hit 1,000 subscribers, so that's another goal that I just
Hell yeah.
accomplished, man. So next step, we trying to get monetized. I need 3,000 watch hours, so y'all go run it up, man.
Run it
Check
up.
out my boys' podcast and everything. I appreciate just being able to be a part of the story, man. And yeah,
Absolutely.
man, y'all stay tuned. Get used to this face.
We love it, brother. We'll see you around.
Listen
You're
to
always
Back
welcome
End
back.
Pod.
Back in business.
Business, thank
Yep,
you. Back
you
End
good.
Business Pod. Get some fucking diamonds.
Yeah, come on, there he get it, man.
Diamonds, come on.
Hey, one more thing.
Yep.
Support Cleveland.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Support Cleveland for sure, but also
This has been Wit and Wisdom. Thank you very much.
this is Wit and Wisdom.
Hey. Hey, that
Just
was
stole it.
legendary, man.